Good day, everyone. My name is Oswald. I'm from Year 2 Sem 2 student BIW courses. Today, I will be presenting about understanding of SOAP and also WSDL file regarding my project, which is my server calculator. The topic is a key part of web service technologies, especially in environment where structured communication is essential. Next is an introduction. Web services are systems that allow machine-to-machine interaction over a network, usually internet. What makes them powerful is that they allow communication between different platforms, languages, and also technologies. Two popular types are SOAP, which is Simple Object Access Protocol, while next one is REST, which is Representational State Transfer. Both of these is a web service. SOAP basically using XMLs and it is protocol heavy, while REST is more lightweight and typically use HTTP. So now I will present about the key differences between SOAP and also REST as the table below. So first is a protocol. SOAP has a strict protocol while REST has an architecture style. Data format in SOAP is only using XML, while REST not using multiple JSON, XML, and HTML, and etc. Well, in transport feature, SOAP works over HTTP, SMTP, and TCP, while REST only works over HTTP/HTTPS. Message structure. SOAP has a strict envelope, while REST has a lightweight and typically use simple URL. Performance, SOAP is slower, more overhead, while REST is faster due to smaller message size. Both has their uses, but SOAP is ideal when you need standardized, while contract-based communication as the conclusion. So now I will talk about the code in my server calculator and also the method. So I'm using add method, and the purpose of add method is to take the two numeric number of value and return their sum as string. So we will take first number and also second number, example of it which is 5 and also 3. And the method is add both number and it will returns as an output which is a string and will become 8. So below is a code screenshot with Lion web method which is add and also public string add for the both value x and y we are using float and it will return to string of value of x plus y. Next, in the code, we're using add method. And now I will present about the operation. So basically, the operation logic is using basic arithmetic, which is addition. So the code will input two numbers, which is x and y. So we will take as an example, x is 5, while y is 3. So the operation, the code will perform x plus y and return result as a string. For example, 5 plus 3 will equal to 8. 10.5 plus 2.25 will equal to 12.75 in the code. So the result, if it is valid, the input will show correct result as a string. If it is invalid, example not number, the method will throw away an error. In real case, you should handle exception. Next, I will talk about the importance and also key parts of WSDL file. First, it is a contract between client and server. WSDL defines what operation the service provides and how they can access them. Second, WSDL file guides the client. Client can automatically generate codes to communicate with the web service. Third, ensure compatibility. Both client and server know exactly what data is expected or returned. Fourth, it is standardized communication, which WXDL file makes service easier to discover, test, and also integrate. So below is a table of key parts of WSDL file. So for the tag or section, first is a message tag. The purpose is to define the input and output data, parameter and return type used in the operation. So second is a port type. Describe available operation and links them to message, like add and also translate. So in binding section, specify the communication style and protocol used, example, SOAP and HTTP. Lastly is a service section. It contains the endpoint URL where the web service is available. So now I will talk about matching SOAP with WSDL file. As attached the file WSDL file, which is an operation name. The WSDL file has an operation tag that defines the method in our case, which is add. This matches the Java method and is what client use to call the web service. Think of it as the method signature that WSDL exposes. So now I will continue from the previous slide, which is matching SOAP with WSDL file. Now I will talk about input tag. Input tag is a unique URL that identifies the SOAP action when client is sent a request, and also it acts as a reference to a message structure. This helps the server identify which operation is being requested or used, and also what parameter is included. The message name tns.add tells the server to expect two number which is x and y, and that must be sent in the request. So now I will talk about output tag. Output tag is similarly to input tag, which it defines the structure in the response. But different is it points to TNS at response, which describe the client should expect. In our case, the sum of x and y is written as a string. So now in this slide, it is attached the SOAP file coding. Here's how you see how SOAP request and also respond to the message align with WSDL file. Each part of the SOAP file correspond with an operation or message described in the WSDL file. This ensures the consistent communication between client and also the server. While in the SOAP file, x and y value, we will input the value of x and y differently in the row. Next, from the previous slide, it showed the SOAP input, and now it is a SOAP file output. So from the value previous in the slide, which is x is 10, well, y is 11, and it will return as a string which is 21.0. So now I will do a relation between WSDL file and the SOAP file. So in the first row of the WSDL file, we can see which is operation equal to add. So the operation equal to add will relate to the SOAP file, which is myc add at the fourth row of the SOAP file. Well, next is the input, and using tsn add, it will also relate on the SOAP request, which we input the value of x and y, which is 10 and 11 respectively. Well, next is the output in the WSDL file. It relates to the TNS add response, and also relate to the SOAP file, which is response. So the add response in the SOAP file, we will return the value as a string, which is 10 plus 11. From the value of x and y, it will return to 21.0. So here's come to the end of the video, and I will make a conclusion about it. I created a simple web service with an add method that performs basic arithmetic expression and returns the result as a string. I also examined the WSDL file, which describes how client can interact with the service, including the operation, input, output, and also the protocol. I looked into the SOAP message and also how they match the structure defined in the WSDL file. I compare also and show their key difference between SOAP and REST, and also their use cases. Thank you everyone for watching this video.